right, everybody. Final game of the day. Third out of three. It's Shattuck St. Mary, the #1 team in the nation, going up against the Northwood School. Tristan Tingley on play-by-play for you. Matthew Joels to my right, and he's on color commentating with me. Good to be back with you, my friend. You got a chance a few years back to call when Shattuck St. Mary was the #1 team. The Rhode Island Saints were the #4 team. You got a chance to call that one. How did that one go?
Yeah, and it was an insane, absolutely insane game with Shattuck St. Mary actually had pretty much dominance most of that game. And then all of a sudden, Mount came into play really in the third period and ended up actually taking that game over.
So Shattuck St. Mary wins the face-off draw. Remember, they're coming in as the #1 team in the nation, as their Northwood School carrying it in behind. Shattuck in the maroon and black trim, Northwood in the white with the blue, as Northwood carries it out of the zone and across the spoked B, shooting it back into the zone and going to make a play on it back behind the goal is Hersham, the goalie for Shattuck St. Mary, as that puck goes wide. Last touched by Will Schneid, back out in front. Shattuck St. Mary carrying it through, shot through, goes off a Waterfield stick and down the ice. And going to make a play on it was Shakar, wearing the number 34 Northwood, here for the Prep Hockey Conference final game of 3 today. As going back down low to play it is Bearchild. Northwood carrying it through. They come back up the other way, carrying it through that left wing side to the center spot. Shot steered away by Hersham for Shattuck St. Mary. As that one's battled for in the corner boards. 18:46 left to play in the first period. Shattuck St. Mary carrying it back up the other way now. Carrying it through is Pokaski. 18:35 left to go in the first period of play. Playing it back down low for Northwood is Burrell. And Northwood steers it into the zone. Northwood's going to go for their first line change of the night against the #1 team in the nation. Shattuck sending that one in was Riker Lee for Shattuck. Playing it back down low, back behind the net is Peluso. And getting a good stick lift on that one was Line, as Shattuck has to go back over the spoked B back at center ice to make a play on that one. Intercepted well. Pass picked off by Tradney, and a stoppage in play with 17:59 left to go in the first period.
Yeah, and you mentioned the play by Riker Lee there for Shattuck, and Riker Lee, obviously one of these players on the Shattuck roster, committed. He's going to go to Michigan State if he doesn't go into the NHL.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that as we go through the night in Shattuck St. Mary's and their lineage to the NHL.
So going back to play it back behind the net is Hirschhorn. And Northwood playing it back in their defensive zone, giving it across, sending it up to center ice. Here they come back up the other way. Carrying it through is Polinsky. And trying to make a play on it there was Bard. Carrying it through in front of the penalty box doors. Northwood shooting it into the zone, as that one gets steered away back behind the net. Big check back behind the play. Picking it up on his stick was Polsinski. And 17:19 left to go here in the first period. Puck played back behind. And Shattuck trying to move up ice. They still have yet to get a shot on net here in this first period in the first 2 minutes.
And not surprising, Northwood tends to play a lot of very backline defense. They'll really patrol that blue line, make it very hard to get inside. And they're used to also playing short, tight ice surfaces. This is a team that plays a lot of their games in Lake Placid at the Herb Brooks Arena.
Very known well arena, as Northwood carries it through over the spoked B at center ice. Carrying it through is Schneid. Playing it back behind the net. Shattuck sending it back through. Shot from the right point side. Gets deflected out in front, and Hirschhorn makes the save. And that would have been a great momentum boost for Northwood had that went in back behind Hirschhorn.
I think that might have actually hit Colin Ralph before it even got to Hirschhorn.
Shattuck playing it back at the point-to-point pass to the right wing side. Shot redirected out in front, and last touched by Polteny. With 16:15 left to go in the first period, Polteny getting the redirect out in front into the chest of Shacker.
Yeah, I think something to be said about Colin Ralph. I think he knows a thing or two about hockey coming out of Maple Grove, Minnesota.
16-13 to go. Puck being played on, back to the point it goes. Held at the blue line, shot saved by Shacker. Northwood trying to get it out of the zone. They do. Here they come back up the other way with speed. Carrying it through is Trenoshi. 15:55 left to go in the first period. Northwood throwing heavy shots on net against this Shattuck St. Mary's team as that shot got steered wide. A Househorn Peluso took the shot. And carrying it through, going to dump and chase for Northwood as they get a line change. Shattuck St. Mary picks it up in front of the penalty box doors. Carrying it through is the number 11 of Burchild. Burchild carries it through, carrying it back behind for Northwood is Zadanov. And going to pick it up is LeBrost. Here they come, back to the point. Puck being played back behind, backhand out in front. Oh, and what a save by Hoshorn. Northwood sends it into the zone. It rings around the boards. And Shattuck picks it up back behind in their defensive zone. Here comes Shattuck back the other way, intercepted by Northwood, picked up by Schneed. Here they come, back to the point it goes to LeBret. And it's going to go in being picked up for Kent. Kent's going to pick that one up, goes over to Bard. Bard carrying it through up that right wing side. Flynn being battled for. And Shattuck bringing it back up the other way. Here comes Shattuck St. Mary. Carrying it through is Zellers. Shattuck St. Mary playing it in front of the Northwood bench. Carrying it through up that left wing side. Shattuck has it. Northwood playing it back behind the net. 14:03 left to go in the first period of play. Here comes Northwood back the other way. And the pass goes off the side of the skate. Flynn got a good opportunity on that one. Shattuck has it back in their defensive zone. Here they come back up the other way. Played in front of the penalty box doors over the spoke, be it neutral ice. 13:45 left to go in the first period of play. Northwood spears that one up high towards the roofing as Shattuck, the number one team in the country, carrying it through. Northwood gets a stick on it. And on the stick of Peluso. Peluso carries it through the neutral zone. Over the red line, shooting it into the opposite corner it goes. And Shattuck's going to go back behind to pick it up. Going back to pick it up behind the net is Ralph. Here comes Shattuck back the other way off the heel of the blade of Caffey. And Shattuck's going to play it back in the corner boards. Two Northwood players back down low left wing side. Northwood steals it away from the slot area. 13 minutes left to go. Here in the first period, Shattuck St. Mary shoots it in. And Shacker makes the stop with 12:52 left to go in the first period.
Yeah, we mentioned about Northwood coming out of Lake Placid, New York, and obviously getting a chance to play at that legendary, now known as the Herb Brooks Ice Arena, what was the 1980 Olympic Arena. Mm-hmm. And Northwood has a little tie to Rhode Island as well, too. Bishop Hendricken plays their opening season game usually against Northwood.
Oh, okay. Shattuck wins the draw. Back to the point it goes. Shot back around the boards. They're going to go pick it up back behind the net. Fighting for it for Northwood is Asbridge. And picked up for Shattuck. Carrying it through is Politoski. Carrying it up that right wing side. Northwood taking it away on that right wing side. Shattuck has it in the slot area. Quick shot, they score! Shattuck gets the first goal, and they're up 1-0 with 12:26 here to go in the first period.
Yeah, that's the huge Daniel Schlane from Boca Raton, Florida, getting that absolute rifle of a shot off, and, you know, wow. I mean, what a way to pick up your 7th goal of the season.
So 12:26 left to go in the first period. Shattuck St. Mary's jumps up 1-0 as they play it back in their defensive zone, carrying it through, dumping it into the offensive zone. 12:16 left to play. Northwood Takes it back the other way up that left wing side. Saucer passes it across, getting a stick on it. Was today for Northwood. Northwood shot in. And steering that one away was Hirshhorn. Shattuck playing it down low in the corner boards. Here they come back out the other way. 11:45 left to go in the first period. Shattuck St. Mary's shot on net, steered away by Shakar. And battling for it in the low corner boards there on your screen. You see them playing for it against the glass. Northwood trying their best to get it away from Shattuck. And it comes out of the zone back to the defensive area. Hirshhorn gets a stick on it in front of his cage. And here comes Northwood back the other way, intercepted by Brunton. Shattuck going to the corner boards. There they are fighting for it. Going back down low to play it for Northwood is Peluso. Peluso battling down low with it, with Zadanov as his teammate fighting for it in the corner boards as well. Shattuck has it down low in the corner boards, fighting for it. Back to the left wing side. Back to the right side point. Quick shot on net, steered away. Went off the skate of a Northwood defender out in front. And that one's going to come back out to center ice.
Good offensive zone possession there from Aiden Park for Shattuck, the number 18 in Crimson. He was able to cycle that around a little bit, started to stretch the Northwood defense open a little bit more. If Shattuck can do that and exploit off that double team that we've seen a lot out of Northwood, it'll open the game more for Shattuck. This game could get ugly.
Northwood sends it around the board. Shooting that one back around was Carr. Carrying it through. Offsides will be the call with 10:09 left to go in the first period. Shattuck St. Mary leads Northwood 1-0 here in the first.
The gentleman from Northwood who has probably the best hockey name I've seen on a roster today, Renaud Lalancette. That is an absolute hockey name. Unfortunately, they were guilty of the offside there.
Shattuck picks it up back in the defensive zone. Here they come back the other way. Nice check by Allsbridge in front of the penalty box doors. And going to pick it back up down low. Shattuck back out in front of the slot area. Pass doesn't go. Shot from far out on the right side point. Steered away by Shacker. And Shattuck St. Mary going back to pick it up back in their defensive zone. Shacker going back to play it back behind the Northwood net. Banking off the glass. Shattuck St. Mary has it back in the defensive zone. Speared off the stick of, I believe that was Today. And that one gets shot in. A quick shot saved by Shakar. And the clock will stop with 9:15 to go in the first.
That's been still a little bit of that backline, blue line defense that we talked about from Northwood, and you're seeing Shattuck having to take opportunities from way out just to try to be able to get something on. They did get one on frame that got through Shakar.
Northwood picks it up. Here they come back out through the neutral zone up that left wing side, dumping it in and around, and getting knocked down was Kent wearing that number 15 jersey. 9 minutes left to go here in the first period. Northwood carrying it through, taken by Shattuck. Waterfield carrying it up that right wing side and off the stick of Pottenley as it goes out of the zone. And Hirshhorn goes back to play it in the corner boards. Holtonley gets a stick on it, carrying it back through his Waterfield, and taken away by Carr. Carr gets it back on his stick, guarding well his Schlein from Boca Raton, Florida. 8:16 left to go in the first period. Shattuck leads 1-0. As a big check, carrying it through is Burchild, carrying through up that right wing side is Lee. Lee tries to take a shot on net, gets it blocked by Carr. And Lee tried to get it back on his stick. Burchild trying to help him out there as that one goes off the top of the boards right by the penalty box doors.
They're rolling on that little rim off the top of the dasher boards before the glass.
Lee gets it back across to that left wing side. Going back to pick it up was Hawkins trying to make a move on that one. And Northwood trying to get it out of the zone. Keeping it in was Lee up that left wing side. Lee dangles it in, backhand, forehand, and it gets steered away. And going back to play on it was Ralph. Ralph has it back in the defensive zone, gives it across to Lee. Lee has it on that right wing side. Shot saved by Shakar. And 7:15 left to go in the first period. Shattuck leads it 1-0.
Yeah, right there is that second line for Shattuck. That's Riker Lee, along with Mikey Bearchild and Caden Hawkins, and that is a pivotal line for the Shattuck offense. And if they get going, two of those players, top-level commits. Caden Hawkins going to University of St. Thomas, Riker Lee going to Michigan State.
Gets knocked down. Shattuck has it in the corner boards, gets it to the slot area. Puck still free. Shot saved by Shakar, shutting down Shattuck's offensive opportunities.
Like, how much open net space do you need? There was 3/4 of that net wide open. He kept it still on the ice.
Here comes Shattuck back the other way, carrying it through up that right wing side as Rios carrying it through the slot area. Gets hauled down, and we're going to have a Northwood penalty here, and it's going to get Shattuck on the power play.
Yeah, Plajinski was definitely beat to the line and as trying to go through. I believe that was the 23 William Zellers that was trying to get through for Shattuck. Plajinski was completely beat and just stuck out the blade of his stick, got caught up in the skate blade, and you go stick blade to skate blade. Tripping usually is the result.
So Shattuck is going to get set up with the 5-on-4 power play. And they're the number 1 team ranked in the United States. Back at the point, over to that right wing side, trying to get the pass across was Moline, committed to Northern Michigan University. Here comes Northwood back the other way, carrying it through is Flynn trying to get it. And Moline has it back behind the net. Here comes Shattuck back the other way on the 5-on-4. 6:15 left to go in the first period of play. Moline gets a stick on it back in the neutral zone. As he plays it, sends it across to Murray. Murray committed to Harvard. And as we read more and more names on this team, you see the universities they commit to.
Yeah, and that's how many of them will actually end up ever setting foot
Yeah, true.
on the campus of those universities.
Shattuck has it back behind the net. Shakar made the save. Shakar is watching as the puck goes back behind. Shot goes wide. Moline took the shot. Murray has it on the left point side. Moline has it. Quick snap shot. Murray backhand across, and that was intended for Burchild. Burchild has it on the right wing side. Gets it to Moline. Back to Burchild. Burchild gets it back down low over to Moline, and it doesn't go through. 5:20 left to go. Burchild, a little bit of uncovered net there as Moline took the shot from the high point. Turnaround shot goes off the blade of Moline. Back to the right side point. Back to the point it goes. Moline has it on his stick, and what a save by Shakar. Moline gets it on his stick, and the whistle's going to blow here. 12 seconds left to go on the Shattuck power play.
Two-line offside pass, but one of those, back to that play, it was great shot from Moline. What would have been the difference is if the stick that was on the back side of the net when it was wide open was a player from his team and not the 22 of Shane Tronsky from Northwood. Tronsky had his stick right there instead, so instead of it redirecting into the net for a goal, Tronsky's able to get it out of the zone.
So 4:55 left to go in the first period. Shattuck wins the draw, and you talk about that sequence there on the power play. Great puck movement from Shattuck, right wing side to top high slot area, back to the left wing point side. And they just moved it around the outside as Northwood was covering that inside. It's going back to play it back behind the net is Ralph for Shattuck St. Mary. Back with him is LeBret from Spokane, Washington. Going back to play is Ralph over to LeBret. Back over, puck picked up Carrying it in, Northwood sends it around the corner boards. Schlane had it for Shattuck. And that one's at the top of the zone. 4:07 left to go in the first period. Stoppage in play with 4:05 to go. And Northwood really driving Shattuck back into their defensive zone in the past minute.
And they're going to get a fresh piece of rubber from the scorer's box. That one popped up and got in between the seam of the glass and the net. So it's over there somewhere in the corner.
Northwood wins the draw. Shot from the left wing side and a quick save from Hirschhorn.
Yeah, tell me that wasn't a design draw play to Will Schneid right there, because that was immediately off the faceoff. You see Schneid go over about 3 or 4 steps to his right and then fired one as soon as it came to his stick.
And Hirschhorn did a great job covering that one up as it went right off his chest. As Northwood goes back to play it, back in their defensive zone. Getting a play on it is Carr, wearing the number 7 jersey for Northwood. Going back down low to play it in the corner boards is Schneid. And Shattuck picks it up. Back in their defensive zone. Politoski had it for a moment. Northwood carrying it through. Goes off the stick, picked up by Murray. Murray trying to send it through. Pass received. Here comes Northwood. Shattuck has it in the slot area. Puck still free and gets it poked away. Northwood carrying it up that left wing side. Shattuck shooting it into the zone. Shakar bangs his stick on it and sends it to the corner boards for his defender to come get it back behind the goal. Northwood has it in the defensive zone. Goes picked up by Chinoski. Shattuck carrying it through the neutral zone. They're going to shoot it into the zone. Shooting it into the zone was Riker Lee. Like you said, Matt, the Michigan State commit shot that one into the zone.
Yeah, 2 guys on the ice tonight that you're going to want to watch, but on either side, whether it's Shattuck or Northwood. Both of them actually have first names that start with R. So it's the R night tonight. Riker Lee, if you're watching on the Shattuck side, watch the 27 of Ritter Coombs if you're watching on the Northwood side.
Northwood shoots it off the glass. That one's going to go back down the ice, and Hirschhorn going to raise his left glove hand. No icing is the call. I believe that one was touched.
Yeah, the linesman on the other side saw something we didn't even, because I actually put my hand up here in the booth, but the linesman saw something I didn't.
Northwood pass across, back in. Hirschhorn makes the save. His stick goes to the corner boards, but he still had the great chance, diving to his right to make the save on that one with the stick to the ice. As that one's going to get cleared down the zone. Shakar is going to shoot that one off the boards, and Northwood's going to spear that one into the boards back behind the net.
A little dump and chase there from Northwood, going for a line change.
Shattuck carrying it up that left wing side, dangles in. Puck still free of Shakar, and it goes wide. Shakar got knocked down in the crease. 1:27 left to go in the first period. Shattuck up 1-0. Northwood picks it up in the defensive zone, spears it off the zone. And here comes Shattuck back the other way. 1:15 left to go in the first. Carr goes back to play for Northwood. Shattuck, D-man to D-man pass.
Smart play by Dylan LeBret there on defense for Shattuck, not allowing for Lelancette to get around him. That could have been a dangerous play because there was nobody back behind LeBret.
A minute left to go. 50 seconds left to go here in the first period of play. 1-0 Shattuck St. Mary lead over Northwood. Puck being battled for down low. You can see Zellers battling for the puck. University of North Dakota commit. As that one comes out to the neutral zone, getting a stick on that one was Park. And that one goes back around the corner boards. Here comes Northwood back up the other way, trying to get one more rush with 20 seconds left to go in the first period.
University of North Dakota, the other UND. Somebody says UND to me in hockey. I think Notre Dame.
Yeah. Shattuck carrying it up that right wing side. Northwood there back in the defensive zone. 2 seconds and 1. That's going to end the first period of play. And we'll be back with second period action between Shattuck, St. Mary, and Northwood right after the Zamboni comes on and clean the ice. We'll be back in a matter of moments, everybody. everybody. Welcome back to the second period. Shattuck St. Mary leads Northwood 1-0 here going into the second period of play. If you've ever watched college hockey and you know about the Union Dutchmen, well, you can see some similarities between their uniforms and Shattuck St. Mary's. I just remember
you're really pulling that one out of the bin. Yeah, Union Dutchman, and that was an interesting storyline in just hockey. Of course, the NCAA Frozen Four in Philadelphia. Union wins.
Yep.
Shane Gottesbeer plays in that game
Philly.
for
Yep.
Union, gets drafted by the Philadelphia Flyers, ends up playing a number of years for the Flyers. Ghost, of course, no longer with the Flyers. But what a point to win a game, to win a national championship for your school, and then you end up having a career, essentially, with the Philadelphia Flyers. His jersey from that game, from the Union game, actually hangs inside of Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. Awesome. It's part of the memorabilia section, kind of a little bit of a Hall of Fame section that they have inside the Wells Fargo Center in Philly.
That's just one national championship game I remember watching. That was Union beating Minnesota in the 2014. They ended up defeating Boston College, sadly, in the semifinals, but they went on their way to beat Minnesota. So Boston College lost in the semifinals.
Somebody standing 3 feet from you worked on the organizing committee for that tournament. I have a picture of myself with the trophy the day before the game. I was
awesome.
lucky to work with the ECAC staff on helping to organize that national championship tournament as the host conference.
I think the luckiest I've been next to a national championship is at Providence College with Gilly's mask over there. It's going back into the Northwood zone. Going back to play it is the number 4 of Lawland Set. And he's carrying it through up the left wing side, carrying it through his Schneed up that left wing side. Hirschhorn gets a stick on it back behind the net, going to make a play on it for Shattuck. Carrying it through is the number 20, Waterfield. Waterfield carrying it up that left wing side, and it goes back wide on the net. Allsbridge gets a stick on it for Northwood as 30 seconds have gone by. Northwood going back down low to play it. Lawland Set had a stick on it. Shattuck St. Mary's going to play it. Here comes Northwood back up the other way. Lawland Set carrying it through, drops it back off for Schneed. And a big check in the corner glass by Ralph from Shattuck St. Mary's. That one goes back behind the net. Hirschhorn sticks that one back behind. Northwood poking at that one. Getting the stop on that was Lee. And getting a pitchfork at that one in the neutral zone is Poltney.
Smell fresh baked cookies.
Northwood goes back to play it back behind their own net. And getting a stick on that one was Lee. Lee couldn't get back out in front. And Lee does a nice defensive lunge to get a poke at that one, knocking that one out of the zone.
Or maybe 8 feet from the concession stand?
Yeah, sure. Goes off the stick of Lee, and that one's going to go into the corner boards. Going back to play it is Jadonov for Northwood. Going back to pitchfork at that one in the low corner boards was Rios. Rios trying to lay the body back behind the net. Getting a stick on that one is Park. As he gets checked down low in the corner boards, playing it on that left wing side is Politoski. Shot on net, saved by Shakar. And that one goes over to the right side boards. 17:42, shot from the right side of the point taken by Murray. Murray a commit to Hartford. And going to get a play on that one on the left wing side was Rios. Rios tried the turnaround shot as he holds it on his stick right now. Gets it back across. Murray gets it on his stick. Right side point shot goes wide to Shakar's glove side. And Jadonov gets it on his stick and carries it outside the zone.
I think we could officially call that one a floater. Puck was just kind of knuckleballing its way, and
got him one hand on his stick. Shakar makes the save. He scores! And Shattuck St. Mary puts another one up on the board. They go up 2-0 with 17:08 left to go in the first. Second.
Yeah, William Zellers, great sight of mind, somehow found a spot on the right-hand side in between the arm of Shakar and the post. I think it actually may have even hit the post. I heard a little clink sound right before the referee went for the point there, but spot by Zellers and a 2-0 for Shattuck.
Shattuck playing great in the offensive zone here today. 2-0, they lead it here as they're carrying it up that left wing side through the neutral zone. Unable to get a stick on it there was Lee. And going back to play it back in the defensive zone is Moline. Northern Michigan commit. Comes Shattuck. Northwood gets a poke on that one as that goes off the glass just to the left of Pribula. On the bench on that left side, Northwood shot on net, redirected. And the initial shot came from Carr. He tried to get a redirect from Bard out in front. And it just goes over the glove of Hirschhorn. So that was a quick shot from the left side point. Shattuck has it back in the defensive zone. Osai has it on his stick. That one's going to ring around the boards. Going back to play it back behind the net is Peluso. 16-12 left to go in the second period.
That was some 14-on-14 crime right there, and that was an NHL level hit from the 14 of Shattuck.
And that's Jeremy Sprung wearing the 14 of Shattuck on Peluso.
Brown University commit. There's your Ivy League rivalry.
Score! Parker Asbridge gets the goal, and Northwood puts one up.
And the arrow shot Selly across the center of the spoke B right after he did it, but an absolute missile from Asbridge. Just dialed one up, cranked back from the blue line, and just fired it. No shot. I don't even think it was necessarily even seen by Hirschhorn. Bulge in the backside of the net.
So 2-1. Shattuck St. Mary's leads it. And that one's going to go to the corner boards, getting pitchforked by La Lancette. Northwood bringing it back up the other way. Getting checked along the boards. Laying the body was the number 5, a Lebret. And Northwood going back to play it. Playing it is Kent. La Lancette has it on his stick. Sends it over to the penalty box doors, and you could just hear that thump echo throughout the arena. Shattuck gets it back to the point. And the shot from the red line is saved there. Shakar, you could hear the pads throughout the arena as well there. 15:02 left to go in the second period. Laying it back behind the net is Ralph. Ralph laying the body in the corner boards. Don't forget Shattuck St. Mary's takes on the Rhode Island Saints tomorrow, or Mount St. Charles, as they take on Mount St. Charles over at Harvard tomorrow. Northwood takes on Culver here at Warrior tomorrow, and then St. Andrews takes on South Kent Select. So that's your lineup for tomorrow. First game's at 4 o'clock.
So you have plenty of time to sleep in.
Hopefully been a long day. 2 overtime games to this point so far. Rhode Island Saints brought St. Andrews to overtime. St. Andrews beat them 5-4 in overtime. And then we just saw Culver beat South Kent. I think that was 6-5 in overtime. So 2 good overtime games.
Are you jinxing yourself?
Shattuck has it back in the defensive point. Gets it across. Over in that neutral zone, making a play on it is Chernosky. And Hirsch, nearly that puck sat in the crease of the wide open net. Luckily, that was a Shattuck St. Mary defender there to make a play on that one.
You've seen Northwood, interestingly, go away from that flat back 3 that right across the blue line defense that they were running in the first period. Worked really well for them. Now really playing like a 1-2-2. And we'll see if that box in the neutral zone starts to trap Shattuck a little bit, or if it's going to end up causing an open ice disadvantage.
Yeah, good thing about the Prep Hockey Conference, seeing both the number 1 team in the United States and the number 1 team in Canada live action for the tournament. Culver coming in as the number 3 team in the United States, as they came from Indiana today. And carrying that one through was Lee. Shot on net goes wide of Shakar. That was a quick shot. That one got deflected. Shattuck has it. Goes off the stick of Hawkins in front of the penalty box doors. Hirschhorn plays it back behind the net. Getting on that left wing side is Lee. Passing it over to Moline. Moline carrying it through that left wing side. Pass gets intercepted. Lynn had it on his stick. And Shattuck has it back in the defensive zone, carrying it over the spoked B. Carrying it up that right wing side is Lee. Pass across. Shakar makes the glove save with 13:08 to go in the second period.
I've seen Shattuck do this the past couple of possessions. They're picking up the puck near bench side on the blue line area. They're making those diagonal cross-ice passes to the opposite side. It's catching Northwood off guard, and they're ending up finding 2 players open space. They're having to kind of collect back very quickly to the opposite side to try to stop them. That's going to stretch Northwood out. That's going to make legs a little bit more tired. They're going to have to be careful of that.
Shattuck gets it back in the defensive zone, picked up. And here comes Shattuck back the other way, trying to get a poke on that puck was Rios in the neutral zone. Northwood carrying it through now. Quick shot on net. Hirschhorn makes the save. Puck still free. And we're going to have a little Donnybrook out in front of the net. Punches being thrown. And there you see the scrum out in front.
The Northwood player without a lid now.
I believe that's the number 24 of Devin Bard without his helmet.
A smart play there from Lalan. Set down the side board. Looped that one around the back side. It came off of the goaltender's pads and got left sitting there. A little juicy rebound in the blue paint. Second opportunity for Northwood. They couldn't put it home, though. Hirschhorn standing tall.
2 scratches for Shattuck. Brady Flynn, normally wearing the number 7, and Ryan Embley wearing the number 15. Those are the 2 scratches for Shattuck. Shattuck led by head coach Tom Ward. As that one goes back to the corner, getting a play on it was LeBret. And getting a pitchfork at that one as that one goes into the Northwood bench. Getting a play on that was the number 18 of Jadonov for Northwood.
Mentioned this earlier about Shattuck St. Mary, and you can really actually kind of say this about any single one of the academy programs playing in this PHC, but Shattuck St. Mary, of course, and their lineage to the NHL. And I could sit here probably for an hour and do all the players that have gone out of Shattuck into the NHL. I'll mention 2, Sidney Crosby, Zach Parise.
Here comes Shattuck back the other way, carrying it up that left wing side is Caffey, sorry. And Shakar makes the save and pushing and shoving back out in front of the net again.
Are we going to get penalties? I think we are.
Yeah, it looks like the number 14 of Shattuck, Jeremy Sprung, is going to go to the box. And then nobody's going to go to the box for Northwood. So it's going to set up a Northwood power play here with 12:10 to go in the second period of play.
Yeah, Sprung's going to get called 2 minutes for roughing, and I think it was more for the hit on Shakar while he was trying to play the puck alongside of the net than anything else. All the rest of it was just extracurricular activities.
So Shattuck, first time on the penalty kill here tonight. Northwood on the power play. Let's see what happens as Northwood gets it back to the point, right point side. Trying to bring it down low to the corner board. Sends it back up to the point, received by Peluso. Back down low, back behind the net. Going to guide it is Brunton. Back out in front and off the stick of Peluso in the slot area, and it's going to come out to the neutral zone, and Northwood's back in their defensive zone, making a play on it now. Northwood going to shoot that in. Hirschhorn couldn't make a play on it back behind the net as he leaned around the glass. And a big check laying the body. Shot goes high and wide, but laying the body was Brunton. Back in the defensive zone as Shakar gets a stick on it with 11:20 to go.
A couple of NHL-style hits getting laid out and in quote-unquote NHL arena.
Northwood has it in the offensive zone. Going back down low, back to play. Back behind the net is Trudeau. Northwood back across to the left wing side. Picked up by Crooms. Not sure what the whistle was for.
Net off of its moorings.
Okay.
Yeah, the net came off just ever so slightly to the left side of the Shattuck St. Mary's goalkeeper Hirschhorn, and that was what the whistle was from the referee there for the net off of its moorings.
So the puck drop back to the point it goes. Lawland set has it on the left wing point side. Now he's at the high slot area. Puck down low. Puck still free. That one's going to go to the slot area, and Shattuck's going to slap that one out of the zone. Shakar's going to get a stick on it as he plays it off the boards. And Lawland set going back to play it with 28 seconds left to go on the Northwood power play. Northwood carrying it down on that right wing side, trying to get a pass out in front for a good scoring opportunity as Shattuck knocks that one off the zone. High stick on Shattuck. Lawland set carrying it back behind the net. Gets it across, picked up on the stick. Guarding well was Hawkins. And you got the power play is now over. 10-10 left to go in the second period of play. Hirschhorn sends it to the defenseman to his left. Picked up at center ice by Pulteney. Bearing it in now is Park. Park tried to send it down low for Hawkins. And that one's going to go back to the point. Shot on net, saved by Shakar. And Shakar is doing a good job keeping Northwood in this one against the number one team in the country. Northwood's going to dump that one into the zone. Hirschhorn going to make a play on it back behind the net there. You see it on his stick. And Shattuck taking advantage of the three forwards change as they were changing off the ice. Shattuck did a quick up ice pass. And just like that, had it on top of the blue line in the offensive zone.
Great down ice awareness there by Jack Kent. If he wasn't back in the zone on the back check, that could have been wide open for Shattuck.
Poltoski has it for Shattuck. Here they come back the other way, holding it on his stick. Carrying it through is Rios into the corner boards. The line of Zellers, Park, and Rios are out there for Shattuck. That's their third line. Two of those three players on that third line going D1. Quick shot from the right wing side, redirect into the glass back behind the net. And that was a beautiful pass out in front from Moline. And someone got redirected just a little bit too high into the glass back behind the goal. Northwood going back behind their own net to play it. Picking it up is Peluso. 8.5 minutes left to play in the second period. Here comes Northwood back the other way. Carrying it through is the number 25 from Posinski. A big check. You can hear the thump against the boards. Lawland set had a slap shot from the right wing side. And Shattuck trying to knock it out of the zone, stop the momentum of Northwood. And here comes Shattuck back the other way, sending it into the zone, going back down low to chase it is Sprung. Recently faced a 2-minute roughing call earlier on in the period, being held against the boards by Asbridge. 7:50 left to go in the second period of play. Shattuck trying to get the puck off the sideboards, and that one gets shot back down the other way. Hirschhorn raises his glove hand. Icing is the call. 7:41 left to go in the second period of play.
And I said a quote-unquote NHL ice arena. This is the home arena practice-wise for the Boston Bruins. Interestingly, of course, and now everybody's talking about it in the next couple of weeks with the PWHL starting. This used to be the home of the Boston Pride in the old PHF, and they actually won an Isabel Cup championship on this ice.
Northwood has it back behind the net. Big check along the boards there, puck free. Getting picked up by Caffey. Back to the point it goes at the high slot area. Backhanding it into the corner boards was Ralph. Ralph and LeBret, that top defensive pairing out there. Ralph committed to an NCHC school as that one gets covered up by Shakar. Ralph is going to St. Cloud State University in the NCHC, and that's one of the most competitive divisions in college hockey.
I think, yeah, it is. Definitely that, along with, I think, Hockey East and the Big Ten, probably are the three truly competitive divisions in college hockey. And college hockey, of course, the divisioning is a little bit different because people don't realize that, when you're talking about the Big Ten, people say, oh, well, Penn State, Ohio State, etc. You have to count Notre Dame in that.
Yeah. Notre Dame's got a pretty good hockey program over there. 7:07 left to go in the second period.
I might be slightly biased as I'm saying just a little bit. Compton Family Arena, also one of the best hockey rinks in college hockey, I think.
Getting laid out in the corner boards. Back behind is Peluso. Backhand on net as Shakar gets that one covered up. You talk about Northwood playing at the Herb Brooks Hockey Center in Lake Placid, New York. One of the funny things, too, St. Cloud State's home stadium is also named after Herb Brooks.
Well, I mean, it just goes to show you the impact that, that Herb had on the game as a whole. Everybody obviously really kind of knows him for what he did with the 1980 Olympic team, but, I mean, all the years at Minnesota and everything, but just also the game itself. I think, really Herb Brooks as an American coach, Ivan Alenka as a Russian coach, two of the best in the game, best gentlemen in the game, too.
Northwood playing it back in the defensive end, carrying it through is Brunton. As that one's going to go back behind Hirshhorn's net. Neither of the goalies for Shattuck St. Mary's have committed yet. Both class of 2025. One from Tampa, Florida, one from Los Angeles, California. So not exactly what you think of when you hear hockey.
Well, the reason behind that could possibly be that they do have offers on the table. Yeah. They might be possibly, though, thinking about, do I want to go to the USHL? Do I want to go to the EHL, which we are both very familiar with, play a year of juniors, and then figure out where I want to go, see if I can get a better commit, better offer, or do you end up going overseas, perhaps even? So there's a lot of, hockey is so different than most other sports where you come out of high school, so to speak, and you go right into a college program to be able to get to the next step. Hockey has about 7 different pathways to be able to get the next step.
Carrying it through now for Shattuck. Here they come back the other way on the stick of Lee, carrying it through. Turnaround shot goes wide to the corner boards. And going back to play it back behind the net is Hawkins. Hawkins had it in the corner boards, carrying it back behind is Burchild. That's second line out there. Lee has it on his stick, carrying it around, dancing around, guarding well, staying with him was Jack Kent. You mentioned him earlier. Great shot on net earlier. Shattuck has it. Lee back over to Burchild. Steered away into the corner boards. 5:10 left to go in the second period of play. Getting a poke on that one was Tronosky. And Shattuck St. Mary has it back down low in the corner boards. Northwood takes it away. Picking it up in the corner boards was Kent. Puck being played along the corner boards. Lee has it. Gets it over to Hawkins. Back to Lee. Back to Hawkins. Back to the point it goes. Osei's shot on net gets blocked. Another shot. And it goes between the legs of Shakar, and Shattuck scars. A 5-hole shot from the point gets redirected. And it's 3-1 Shattuck St. Mary.
Yeah, it's one of the interesting things that we've seen happen in the development of this game. And almost every goaltender nowadays is playing that butterfly style, and it opens up that 5-hole when you're going down like that. If you're not that quick, if you're not quick enough going down, you hesitate for a second, you get a 5-hole goal exactly like that.
So 4:41 left to go in the second period of play. Shattuck extends their lead to 3-1. And the puck drops. Shattuck wins the draw. And then they come back the other way. That one's going to go down, deflected, so no icing. Carr going to pick it up back behind the net. Turnaround play, shot around the boards. Big check. And that one's going to be whistled for a stoppage in play. Going back to college hockey, We talked about college hockey in the NCHC. NCHC probably having one of the best tournaments of college hockey in the Frozen Four, and with the semifinals for that league tournament.
Yeah, it certainly has been, and I think. Penalty got called. That must have been after the play, but Shattuck's got a player in the box. This is going to be a Northwood power play.
So Shattuck is in the box. Northwood power play, as you said, Matt. As that one gets sent down the ice, no icing is the call. Going to pick up his Lancet. Lancet carrying it through. 1:46 left to go on the Northwood power play. Carrying it through is Crooms. Crooms up that left wing side, going to the corner boards, trying to send it around. Going to pick it up is Schneed. Schneed sends it back behind the goal. Schneed has it on the right wing side. Back behind the net, slot shot, and making the save was Hirschhorn. And that was a beautiful tic-tac-toe play to the slot area right out in front.
It wasn't. It got left sitting on the doorstep. They needed to go ahead and sweep that one up if they want to get a goal here.
Shakar plays it back behind the net. 1:05 to go. Shattuck St. Mary coming into this game a 19-win, 1-loss record. Lancet has a shot from the right wing side, and a stop by Hirschhorn with 3:16 to go.
Yeah, good opportunities here from Northwood on the power play. They're trailing by 2. It's not a done deal yet. We've got 3:16 left in this one, a whole third period to go. And you know what they say, 3-1 is like one of the worst leads to have in hockey.
Yeah.
Never want that 2-goal lead. It's like the worst lead to have in hockey.
Yep. Northwood has it back at the point-to-point pass. Shot from the right wing side, and Hirschhorn makes the stop with 3:08 to go. And a few different games came to mind when you said a 3-1 score, especially in the playoffs with NHL. Back in 2013, the Maple Leafs were up 3-1 on the Boston Bruins. Game 7 of the quarterfinals. Shot got redirected wide as that one goes to the corner boards. Big check in the corner boards. Getting check was Tronoski. 2:55 left to go. Half a minute left to play on the power play.
Thank you for mentioning that one and not another one.
It's a shot on net, and it goes off the back of the net. 2:43 left to go in the second period.
Yeah, I thought you were going to mention that game that we don't talk about. Should be more banners hanging from the rafters here if it wasn't for that game. Bruins up 2-0 on the Canadians right now.
Oh, they are. Well, we get a good view of that one in the entertainment room. .240 left to go in the second period of play. 3-1 Shattuck St. Mary lead. Going back to play it as Lancet. And Northwood carrying it through the offensive zone. Crooms had it on his stick, gets a taken away shot, goes off the glass. Lancet shoots it back in the zone. Power play is now over for Northwood. Coming out of the box was Rios, as he took the penalty earlier on that we missed. Shattuck's shot goes high and wide to Shakar on his glove side. 2:05 left to go in the second period of play. Shooting that one back in the zone. It's that second line out there. Lee, Fairchild, and Hawkins out on the ice.
Delayed offside that got called because Northwood overlapped and touched.
So offsides is the call. Shattuck St. Mary's coming into this one. Away record for them, 10-1 on the season. So their one loss has come on the road. They're undefeated at home. They're a 9-0 at home.
And Northwood gets called for a high stick on the play as well, too. So the faceoff comes all the way back into the defensive zone.
Northwood wins the draw. Here they come back up the other way, carrying it through is Bard. Bard carried it through. Polsinski going to join him in the quarter boards. Playing rough along the boards. Kent was pinning, I believe that was LeBret against the boards. Lee gets his stick on it. Lee gets knocked against the Northwood bench. And Northwood comes out with it, wearing the number 18 is Jadonov. With 1:19 left to go in the second period of play. Jadonov getting a poke at it. He's going to turn it around the boards, hoping that Carr will get a stick on it. Here comes Northwood back up the other way, carrying it up that right wing side. Northwood pass in. Oh, and getting knocked down was the number 15 of Kent. Turnaround shot. Oh, and it rings off the pipe. Plasinski had the shot, and he nearly snuck it short side on Hirshhorn.
Iron unkind this evening. Post sending up being the goaltender's three best friends tonight.
What a hit in the neutral zone. Northwood player sent a Shattuck player flying on that one. Don't know if you saw that contact there, Matt. 37.2 seconds left to go in the second period of play.
Yeah, that was a little unfortunate there for Jackson Polini. He got hit by a bus.
So 37.2 left to go. 3-1 your score. Shattuck St. Mary in the offensive zone wins the draw. Back to the point it goes. Ringing it back around was Drake Murray, the Harvard commit. Here comes Northwood back the other way. A quarter of a minute to go. Sending it back in the other way is Crooms. Crooms playing it back down low in the corner boards. Here comes Shattuck. And they're going to dump it into the corner boards. Going to chase it is Park. Back to the point it goes. Picked up by Murray. Redirect in front. Doesn't go. 2 seconds and 1. That's going to be the end of the second period of play. And we're going to have a little pushing and shoving back after the period.
I always love those chirps on ice after the end of a period.
Yep.
It's not Pasternak out there, but I'm sure it's some pretty good content.
So at the end of the second period, Shattuck St. Mary going to the room. 3-1 the score. We'll see if Northwood can come back from a 3-1 deficit in the third period, or will Shattuck continue their lead and get another win under their belt this season? We'll find out as the second period, or second intermission ends and the third period begins right after this here on Fans Only Sports Network. welcome back, everybody. Getting set for the third period of action. Shattuck St. Mary up on top of Northwood 3-1. It's our third game of the day, 2 overtime games plus 2 periods earlier. I've called 10 periods of hockey today. I've still got 2 games tomorrow, 2 on Monday here from Warrior. Matt Jolas, I'm going to turn it over to you, my friend. You're going to do play-by-play for the third period. Everybody enjoy. I'll be on color.
I am glad that I am able to bail you out, my friend. It is. I know how that feels. It's been a long time when you've gone through that many periods. I've been in that situation myself, going through 12 periods of hockey in a day, 4 periods, 4 games of 3-period hockey just by itself, no overtimes involved in it. When you've had as many goals as you've had in all these games,
oh my goodness,
it adds up on the voice.
11 6-5 overtime wins for both, so that's 22 goals today plus 4 here, so that's 26.
Yeah, that's a lot of goals for one day of hockey.
So, oh man,
won't see that many goals in the day in hockey until we get into the tournament season in March. Obviously, college side tournament wise.
Yeah.
Or then until 2026 when we get to Cortina d'Ampezzo in Italy for the Olympics for the Winter Games.
Oh man!
And summer games coming up in Paris next year. Winter Games 2026 in Cortina d'Ampezzo in Italy. Third period underway here. Northwood in the white jerseys with the blue trim. Shattuck St. Mary's in the crimson with the white and black. Penalty boxes are empty, so we'll play 5-a-side here for this final stanza of regulation. Is getting chase to this one is Drew Waterfield. Waterfield takes that one all the way down, hit along the backside boards there, trying to kick that one back up along the side boards, and it caroms back in as it's blocked off by Colin Ralph back in the blue line. Norwood trying to see if they can get one out. It's the opposite side, number 4. It's Renaud Lalonset. And Lalonset dumps that one down 4-on-4 right there. And we don't mean by number of players on the ice. It's jersey numbers that we're talking about. Jackson Patolny takes that one back through the neutral zone. Patolny will just go ahead and flick it down the ice. Line changes ensue for both sides. And a fresh 5 in each on the ice. No icing called there as it deflects off of the 9 of Caden Hawkins. Hawkins part of that second line that we've talked about through the course of this game this evening. As it caroms off of the sideboards right in front of the Shattuck bench. Trying to look for a space there is Jack Kent. Kent has nowhere to go. It caroms all the way back into the backside of his own zone. Pulling that one right from the blue line in a hard shot from Paul Toski. Stuck in a little bit of a scrum in the corner right now. And they will continue to try to kick it along. Still trying to kick it, and everybody will start poke checking with sticks now, and it comes out in the way of Norwood. Moved along by the 20 of Tanner McFall. Swept around the backside boards, looking for that is Kent from the blue line. Instead, it is kept there by the 17 of Alexis Trudeau. Trudeau dumps it down in a huge hit right in the corner. Nothing called on it. Nice and clean from Sam Lynn. That will be icing. We get a stoppage of play, 17:55 left to go here in regulation. Sam Flynn decided to lay a little bit of a body check in there and smartly did it in the corner.
Yeah, and the Shattuck St. Mary player who got checked just saw he's heading down the tunnel as we speak now. He just went down to the locker room with the trainer, so we hope that young man's all right.
Hopefully that's just a little bit of a shake and not anything too serious. As you mentioned, still 2 games left to be played for both of these sides. They'll play games tomorrow and Monday as well. Games coming up here at Warrior Ice Arena and, of course, also at Harvard University, both of those being located in Boston. So everything stays in one city, though Harvard is considered Cambridge, Massachusetts, but still really Boston for those of us around the area. Neutral zone possession dumped down. It scooted a little bit past Aiden Park. And Park tries to work it around along the backside board. It's working there alongside of his line mate Rios. And this one pops right out in front, and it's underneath the pad of Devin Schachter. And he's able to close the door on that one.
Yeah, and don't forget tomorrow, as Matt said, there's going to be 3 games going on tomorrow. Tomorrow at Warrior Arena for 4 o'clock. It's St. Andrews versus South Kent at 5 o'clock at Harvard. It's going to be Shattuck St. Mary's versus Mount St. Charles. And then at 6:30, it's going to be Culver Academy versus Northwood here at Warrior.
Peeled off by Norwood, getting laid out. Was Leland set. Big hit came from the 14 of Jeremy Sprung. For Leland set. Sidestepped the check there from San Jose. Carried back through the neutral zone, Nolan Caffey, and Caffey tried to stretch that one out, looking for some help. That one got left dangerously on the doorstep. Can be able to be swept away both by Shakhtar and a couple of Northwood players. This one got left sitting around. Trying to move it along there was Parker Thompson. For Northwood, Thompson's going to come to the bench, completes the line change. And both sides working with new lines on the ice. Everybody will get settled. Delayed offsides negated as Shattuck will touch the puck. And Northwood exits the zone. Caffey rubbed out of the play there by Kent. Horseshoes around the backside boards, comes back out of the neutral zone once again. And Northwood is pushing the envelope, trying to get Shattuck caught well far away from the net, see if they can break something. Trap play. Got swept back in from Kent. Stuck along the side boards, trying to be pushed along by Schlane. Daniel Schlane, one of the goal scorers for Shattuck on the evening. 3 goals on the night for Shattuck St. Mary's. Looking for a fourth there and sending one just wide of the net. Came off with the 20 of Waterfield. Drew Waterfield, Naperville, Illinois, headed to Yale University on his commit. So 3 Ivy League players on the Shattuck St. Mary's side with Waterfield, Sprung, and Murray. Those gentlemen will have played many games with each other and then will play many games against each other. This one's going to get lifted all the way down. Shakhtar's got to be able to get a stick to it. Pokes that one into the corner. Loose puck goes through everyone and everything. Will get icing and a stoppage of play. 14:37 left to go here in the third.
Today's game is brought to you by Toby Hockey Sticks. Patented Diamond Air Blade delivers superior puck feel strength and aerodynamics. No more sacrificing stick strength for speed or feel. You can have it all with a Toby Hockey Stick. Visit tobyhockey.com for more details.
Faceoff goes the way of Northwood. They're able to clear the zone out. That one goes back into the neutral zone once again. Giving chase there is Burchild for Shattuck. Beaten to the puck instead as that one gets swept around, and it's Leland set again. Chasing forward on the opposite side boards. 19 of Matthias Barrel. Well, backhander there. Rolls in on Hirschhorn, who'll go ahead and glove that one up. A little trickery from Sam Lynn.
Fans Only Sports Network would like to thank David Manning, St. Andrews School head coach, and Drew Michelli, Rhode Island Saints U18 head coach, for bringing us along for the tournament here in Boston, Massachusetts.
Always appreciate the RA St. M's players and coaches. Great group of gentlemen all across the board. Spent many time in Adelard Arena over the past 3 years. On the high school varsity side and the RA St. M's side. That one is going to get swept aside by Hirschhorn. Scooted through the neutral zone, got missed by Jack Kent. Almost a dangerous play there for Northwood. Looped around the backside. Nowhere to go for Riker Lee, as that one may have gotten a piece of a skate blade from a Northwood defender. Didn't even really get to Shakhtar. 13 and change remaining here in the third. And chasing a 2-goal differential is Northwood, as Shattuck is going to waffle board that one way up into the sky. And it will come down behind the netting. We'll get a stoppage of play and a face-off.
Yeah, and one of those things you talk about the Rhode Island St. M's. Following them on Instagram, their U16 team got to play at the Big House at Yost Ice Arena at Michigan University, the University of Michigan. So that was a big opportunity for those young men playing at the Big House over there in Michigan.
And some of the St. M's players and teams out in Pittsburgh right now playing at UPMC, which is the Penguins hockey rink, the practice facility. So interestingly, we've got hockey games going on NHL practice rinks all over the country, it seems, this weekend. Playing games out in Pittsburgh at UPMC, playing games here at Warrior Ice Arena.
And the cool effect here at Warrior Ice Arena, they have the banners and the retired numbers hanging from the rafters here, just as they do at the Garden.
What they do is this one's going to get bounded out by Shattuck St. Mary's, carried across the neutral zone by Will Zellers. Into the back side, Zellers continues along with play here. Shattuck tried to go for a minor line change on the back side, looking for a defensive line change. Net is going to come off of its moorings as Zellers tried to go right in front, and Mike Peluso having nothing to do with it.
All talking about those two games tomorrow. If you're familiar with Rhode Island Saints hockey, Tim Duffy will be on the call for the Shattuck St. Mary Rhode Island Saints game at Harvard, and I'll be here for the South Kent St. Andrews and the Culver versus Northwood games tomorrow here at Warrior Ice Arena.
Trudeau, and not the Canadian Prime Minister, sent that one through the neutral zone. Icing will be called.
I thought of that joke way before you said it, too. I was like, is he going to say that over the broadcast?
Of course I am.
Awesome.
It's the whole point of why we do this job.
Red Hot Chili Peppers playing in the background.
Getting sandwiched in between a couple of Shattuck St. Mary's defenders was the 4 of Leland set, and the puck bounds all the way across the neutral zone back in to Northwood's zone. Off the sideboard, Barrel tried to move that one along for Northwood. Kara's back out and can be swept across as Colin Ralph tried to get that one through, and he utilized Dylan LeBret to do it. Northwood from the back side. Out to the blue line. Looking for some help was Trudeau. Did not have a player next to him that could move things along offensively. And now he tries to do it. Everybody wipes out right in front of the penalty box doors, including the linesman as well. Delayed call, and icing does end up being the call.
Shattuck St. Mary showing why they're the #1 team in the nation. We're just going to...
Trying to check in on the Boston Bruins score, and it's a commercial. It was 3-1 last we saw. So the Bruins leading 3-1 over the Montreal Canadiens, and we've got a 3-1 score here inside of the Bruins practice facility, Warrior Ice Arena.
That's pretty funny.
That one got stuffed right in front, and a little bit of an assist from Devin Bard to his own goaltender. Pinned it along his pad so that he could get his catching glove on top of it. Faceoff comes up to Shakhtar's right as the puck is dropped and finally won there by Kent. Good fight on the faceoff from Lynn. That one hit the Zamboni doors and will ricochet all the way down. That was the difference in that hit. That plexiglass on the Zamboni doors versus the glass that you see the rest of the way around the rink.
You know, it's weird calling games and seeing glass in front of me. I'm used to being at Adelaide where you just have that fencing in front of us down back behind the benches, or back behind the visitor bench and the 2 penalty boxes that don't even have glass around them.
Yeah, the old school chicken wire at Adelaide, and one of the oldest rinks in the United States, one of the most legendary rinks in the United States, actually on the National Registry of Historic Landmarks. And if you look back at pictures of Adelaide Arena online, you can actually find a time not that long ago even. It used to be chicken wire all the way around. Will Schneid sent that one into the corner, looking for a little bit of help there from Trudeau. Schneid and Trudeau both got bottled up from players. And my apologies, I checked that. I was actually a 27 of Ritter Coombs. So Coombs trying to move things along. And they go line change now. Fresh 5 on the ice for Northwood. Shane Tronsky. Tronsky leaves that one for Kent. Kent got bottled up. Turnover wrapped around, and it's stuffed into the catching glove as Waterfield was trying to make it 4-1 for Shattuck St. Mary's.
You know, it's funny. We're here at Warrior Ice Arena saying those sponsors. I felt like Andy Brickley on the Nesson crew.
Kicks out from Politowski. Dumped into the corner and a huge hit. Penalty is coming up at extracurriculars after the play. But it looks like Northwood's going to have a player go into the box at least for 2 minutes. We'll see if there is anything assessed on the opposite side. Appears not.
No, it's been a very physical game to this point. Shattuck St. Mary and Northwood laying the body back and forth. And that's been a common theme with all the games here today. Everybody's been playing physical hockey here at the Prep Hockey Conference Tournament in Boston.
So Parker Asbridge is the player in the box for Northwood as the referee is having a little bit of a chat with the Northwood coaching staff behind the bench. And is this going to be a double?
5-on-3. Ooh. So it might be a Shattuck 5-on-3 here, it looks like. Oh, no, 5-on-4, sorry.
It is 5-on-4. They've actually only put 2 minutes on the board, so likelihood of the call is it's a 2-minute penalty and then a misconduct associated with it, and so that's going to end up causing a player to get stuck in the box for the rest of this game, but they'll get the 5-on-5 back after the conclusion of the 2-minute penalty. So Northwood sacrifices a player to serve. 1:43 left to go here in the penalty with 9:13 remaining.
They turned the TV.
Down into the far corner. Northwood's going to try to horseshoe this one all the way around. Gets stopped by Shattuck right up the top. Colin Ralph with this one for the blue line. Hit off of the backside of the leg of Zellers. And here's a 2-on from Northwood as they came back across. quick move there from Flynn. And then 9 of Lynn. Ralph, that one gets blocked, and it came blocked off of the knee of Sam Lynn. Zellers down in the corner. Schlane comes back up top of Ralph. Back for Zellers once again. Back up to Ralph. That one is deflected in front. Tried to be poked out of the zone there by the 18 of Zhdanov. Back for Ralph once again. Cuts over for Schlane. Schlane fires. That one hit traffic and will now be cleared all the way down.
Good defensive sequence there by Northwood to block that inside from the shots from the high point area.
10 seconds until they get 5-on-5. 7:35 left to go here in regulation. Still chasing 2 goals. They trail 3-1. Penalty is expired. They have a 3-on-2 opportunity here. And trying to fire one there was the 27 of Ritter Coombs. Did not get through. Will be horseshoed back out. Came up for the blue line. Taken over by Leland. Set is trying to move that one along with Caden Hawkins for Shattuck St. Mary. Coombs comes back in with it. Fires that one. Hit traffic again. Far side from Jack Kent. Kent dropped that one in. Looking for Tronsky. Nowhere to go there. Back out of the neutral zone once again. Minor line changes ensue for both sides. Trying to get the pairings that they want to get on the ice. They try to move this one along. Northwood trying to see if they can stretch things out offensively here. Shattuck doing a good job protecting the lines on their defensive side. Not really letting that one get past the red line. They have stuck Northwood on their side of the ice for a good 35-40 seconds now. Continues as they bounce that one off of the backside boards. That was Osei. Now moved along by Trudeau as he dumps that one in, and a line change occurs once again for Northwood. 6 even left to go here in the third. Carried through the neutral zone. 14-16 as Sprung goes to Caffey, and we get a stoppage of play.
Oh, look at that. The Bruins are up 4-1 on the Canadians at the end of 2.
I'll take it.
Anytime the Bees can beat Montreal, it's always a good time.
Absolutely.
That or Toronto.
Tumbling down on the faceoff was Sam Lynn. And that was a high stick up into the face mask area of Leland. Set not called by the referees, but Northwood comes away with the puck anyway. Here's an opportunity right on the blue line. Dangling one out was Lynn. Fired! And that may have caught a piece of post as it caromed off into the corner. Northwood coach had his arm up. I think wanted a penalty called. Wasn't going to get it. Deflection negates the icing. Pushed around along the backside boards by Shakhtar. Will come out in the neutral zone. Northwood trying to move this one through quickly. Dumping one off. 8-24 went Brunton as he sent that one off for Bard. Everybody collects on the side of the Shattuck net. And it gets pushed along. Zhdanov trying to do some work along the backside boards there for Northwood. The more time ticks off the clock, the more Shattuck will feel comfortable about where they stand. That one was a slot pass, and nobody was in the slot. Unfortunate for Jacob Brunton.
Comes Northwood back the other way. Shattuck, St. Mary shoots it back around the boards. And they're setting up trying to get it through the neutral zone for an offensive zone opportunity.
Shattuck picks this one up as it's moved along here by the 6 of Osei. Delayed offside will be called, and the clock will stop. 3:56 left to go. Nine and 18 is the 9 of Sam Lynn. Goes up against the 18 for Shattuck of Aiden Park. And Park to the better of that one as it's pushed down into the zone. Northwood gets the carom. Will take this one all the way back. Time ticking away here for Northwood if they want to try to get back into this one. Trailing here 3-1. Craftfully is Lalan set. Moved that one along for Barrel. Controlled defensively by LeBret. Pushed that one off to the side for Colin Ralph. Ralph dumps it through the neutral zone. Sean Rios trying to push that one along, and off of the stick of Burchild is the shot attempt that is swallowed up in the catching glove of Shakar.
Yeah, here on Fans Only Sports Network, if you're just joining us for the first time, we welcome you. Thank you for joining us. And if you're from Rhode Island, high school hockey is coming up on us very soon. At the beginning of next month, I believe that'll start.
It's almost high school hockey season. Almost.
Most wonderful time of the year.
I say the most wonderful time of the year is September when hockey season begins, period.
True. Yeah.
High school, college, juniors,
prep, yep.
Doesn't matter. It's hockey season from September to March on Fans Only Sports Network.
Yep.
Around the backside boards, trying to push that one along. Scooms. Back to the blue line. Hard shot came through the zone. And that's a patrolled blue line corner by Zhdanov. He is working hard to try to get something here. Getting swept around the backside boards, Cappy. For Sprung. Riker Lee. Lee gets bothered by Zhdanov. Lee. 2 minutes left to go here in regulation, and now you can see Shattuck starting to settle this one. They're going to play extended possession. They want to just cycle the puck around as much as they can. Keep Northwood off of it and utilize it to their advantage to burn the clock. That got off of the boot of Vladimir Bakhtov and went all the way down. Bakhtov, I believe, may be the only international player on the Shattuck roster this year. He hails from St. Petersburg, Russia. Everyone else is U.S. born. That is quite interesting.
That's the first time I've seen that all hockey season. Even prep hockey.
Well, for Shattuck especially, to have no Canadian players on this team. Interesting. Is the U.S. game developing again? Are we about to see a resurgence?
Canada, watch it out.
Through the neutral zone, it gets taken by Tronsky. Tronsky pushes that one along into the offensive play. 39 seconds left to go here in regulation. And a little bit of fisticuffs occurring between these two sides. Snapback play opportunity there for Coombs. Can't get it to the front side of his stick. Shattuck's going to sweep this one through. Stolen away right at the blue line. Fired hard by Coombs. Still up in front. Still a loose puck. Now they're finally going to whistle it dead with 16.7 seconds. And we have fisticuffs.
I don't know who number 23 for Shattuck is. take a look.
23 is Will Zellers.
He just got laid into his own bench by Ryder Coombs. He just laid him out into his own bench, and that's the fisticuffs we were talking about back behind the play. I don't think you guys got a good angle on seeing that one, but Coombs just laid number 23 Zellers for Shattuck into his own bench, and Shattuck, I'm guessing that's what the fisticuffs was about. Shattuck not taking too kindly to that one. And yeah, that was a major that you were talking about earlier, because that Northwood player is still in the box.
16.7 seconds left to go. A 2-minute minor and a 10-minute misconduct stuck Northwood with a player in the box for the remainder of this game, which we'll see 5 seconds to go. 2 and 1. Horn will sound. Shattuck has picked up their 20th win of the season as they pick up their first win on night 1 of the PHC tournament. And looks like Devin Shocker is in a spot of bother in the Northwood net after the conclusion of this one. He is up now, thankfully, and getting congratulations for at least a job well done against a very, very difficult side in the number 1 team in the nation in Shattuck St. Mary.
Yeah, it's been a great day of hockey here from Warrior Ice Arena. We saw St. Andrews take down the Rhode Island Saints 6-5 in overtime. We saw Culver take down the South Kent Selects 6-5 in overtime. And then we just see the number 1 team in the nation compete with a Northwood team. Northwood hung themselves in there. They did really well. Shattuck won by 2 points. But, I mean, if you look at the totals, on paper, Shattuck got a 2-point win here tonight, but Northwood was hanging with them and holding their own for this whole game today, and they've been doing a great job, and excited to see how they take on Culver tomorrow, and then St. Andrews taking on South Kent here from Warrior, and then Shattuck also comes back to Hartford. They're going to go take on Mount St. Charles tomorrow night at 5 o'clock. Tim Duffy and Tim Yeen will be on the call for that one.
The last game of the night is the lowest scoring game of the night, certainly not lacking of any action whatsoever. But Shattuck St. Mary's continues their dominance, continues why they are currently the number 1 team in the nation on the USA Hockey rankings. I pretty much say that should put a bow on it for the night.
Yep.
Think that will. That'll do it for us here on Fans Only Sports Network. Thanks so much for tuning in. Matt Vucinis on camera. Tristan Tingley, who held down the fort throughout 3/4 of the day, throughout really 90% of the day. But a pleasure to be able to join with you for this final game of the evening and at least one of the games today here at Warrior Ice Arena. That'll do it for us. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow for more PHC Prep Hockey on Fans Only Sports Network. Good night.